Since mid-summer, the advance of the Russian troops in Donbas was only a matter of a few kilometers, and in September the aggressor troops began to retreat at all. As of the end of September, the Ukrainian military had liberated 40 settlements. Among them were Liman and Svyatohirsk. The Ukrainian armed forces now control almost half of the Donetsk region as heavy fighting continues. The hot spots are Vuhledar, Avdiivka and Bakhmut.
In the Bakhmut direction, the enemy does not stop trying to break through the defenses of the Ukrainian armed forces. It wants to enter or encircle the city in order to develop its offensive further. The enemy throws significant forces in these directions. He suffers huge losses but does not stop his attempts.
According to a representative of the eastern grouping of the armed forces of Ukraine, Russia has concentrated about 130,000 soldiers and officers in the east, but this does not help the Russian army to capture Ukrainian territory.
Every day in the Bakhmut direction they lose from 70 to 100 people only among those killed, and the same number of wounded. I mean, not only in that direction, Bakhmut. Vuhledar and their equipment is also destroyed, and there are several such directions on the eastern front.
The Russian army has not had victories in the Donetsk region for so long that they are making them up. The Russian Ministry of Defense stated that the Russian army captured a settlement of Mayorsk. The Ukrainian side immediately denied this information. The fighting there continues. And not so long ago, according to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, about 300 Russian occupiers were eliminated near Mayorsk.
Bodies are being collected.
The Ukrainian army is repelling dozens of attacks every day. Near Pavlivka, Donetsk region, which the Russian military also declared theirs several times, about 300 Marines of the 155th Brigade were eliminated in 4 days. Soldiers of a brigade which survived and was considered legendary in Russia even wrote a letter to the governor of Primorsky Krai complaining about the inadequate actions of the leadership and attempts to conceal the real figures of losses.
They don't care about anything, just to show themselves off. They call people meat. How much more of this can be endured? Marines of the 155th Marine Brigade on Telegram.
A soldier from the 752nd Regiment of the Russian Federation also speaks about the lack of success in the Donetsk region. In an intercepted phone conversation, he complains that the command has abandoned them, and out of 100 men, 35 remain after intense fighting.
The mood leaves much to be desired. There was talk of a transfer to Kramatorsk. Everyone refused.
Analysts predict that the situation in the Donetsk region will remain tense. The Ukrainian armed forces continue to hold back the army of the Russian Federation and do not allow it to move forward. Reported by Roman Smoler, Angelika Brushnevska, UATV News.